You are her intrusive thoughts. Your image is in her mind daily. Yeah, I thought so. Hailey Bieber is upset about that 7-part documentary. Yeah, Hailey Bieber wants to get it down. You can do as much collateral damage as you want to. You are exposed. You can write as many statements as you want to. That 7-part documentary, ladies, do not put in your mind that you are not someone's Selena, because I promise you, you are. There's a girl who's a Hailey Bieber on your trail. Don't think for a second that you're not someone's Selena. But guess what? Let's talk about how the weird chick is obsessed with you. Okay? Let's talk about how she wants to drink your bath water. Low key though. Okay? No, but seriously, in all honesty, let's keep Selena Gomez in our prayers. Let's hope she breaks that curse. Let's hope she breaks that hex. Okay? Let's hope she gets her life back. And I will tell you one thing. You heard it here first. That guy that she's with, let me keep my mouth closed. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm going to let it play out. And then you guys are going to be like, oh. Yeah, Selena Gomez is chosen, okay? Most people that are around her don't even like her. That's the problem. She's never been able to see clearly that she's a chosen one, okay? So most people act like they're coming in peace when it comes to her, but they're not. And that dude, not even going to go there. An obsessed woman will literally pimp herself out behind you. A woman who is obsessed with you will pimp herself out behind you. What does that mean? She will even go out of her way to sleep with a man that was your old lover and pimp herself out to him just so that she can gain info on you. She's obsessed with you. Why is there obsession in the community of women? Why is obsession such a common thing in the community of women? This is stuff that I've been seeing since I was a little girl. I've watched it in the women that were older than me, that I was in their environment. I started experiencing it as I started growing up. I see it online. You know, why is there so much obsession in the community of women? Why do women want to be other women so badly? Well, let's take a deep dive. And this is part 1, okay? I'm turning this into a series. The first reason why obsession is so popular in the community of women is because women egg it on. Women egg it on. The community of women, if it's not an ascended community, the community of women is very toxic, okay? I'm not giving you guys any cookie cutter stuff here. I don't do that. And if you feel like I hate women and, you know, all that stuff, then just get off the channel, get off the video, X out, unsubscribe, block me, whatever you need to do. But I'm not going to change my messages because you can't hear reality. You want to live in a fantasy. Anybody who desires to live a fantasy should not even be on this channel. This is not the space for you. This is the space for people who want to learn and accept reality so they can do what they need to do to make sure they win in the world. So women egg on these toxic things in the community of women. And the reason for that is because a lot of women are immature. So there's obsession in the community of women is because women egg it on. The reason why, as far as friendships and stuff like that, the reason why I stay away from women is because I have to make my assessments to see if they are mentally matured first, because I just don't have the time. Women love coming together to tear another woman down. Women love it. Women love drama. You know what? Let's start talking about the toxic things that goes on in the community of women. I have a few. Then I'm going to move on to my next points. Women love drama. Women are always trying to create drama or pin two women against each other without cause. Women like to see something happen, right? Like, for example, I can be online just doing my thing, talking about things, we're having a good conversation, and a woman will drop another woman's name in my comment section. And it's like, women are very, very, very into drama. That's the way that they are. Do not comment on here and lie and say that that's not the truth. Women like drama. If you have a business, whether it's, a nursing home or a teacher business or a boutique, if you want your business to be destroyed, put a bunch of women in the front. Have a staff of women working in your business if you want your business to be destroyed. That's a fact. Because when women get together, it's usually, if it's not an ascended group, it's usually a bunch of toxicity that's going to come out of it. They are going to start teaming up. They're going to start creating alliances. They're going to start hating on the popular girl, hating on the pretty girl, hating on the smart girl, teaming up together, poking holes in her tires. So when it's time to leave work, she can't back out of the driveway. Women do these type of toxic things. And one thing I can't stand is a community of people that don't want to call it out. I'm always going to call it out because this is what women do. This is what you should expect. You should expect to get your tires slashed at work so that they can laugh at you when you can't back out. That's the type of stuff that women do to each other. Okay. So the reason why obsession is so popular in the community of women is because women egg it on. Women will egg on toxic things and they won't put a stop to it. Women are bystanders. Okay, that's why usually if you want something to stop, you're going to have to go get a man. And it's very unfortunate. And that's why a lot of women look to men as authoritative figures, and women look to men as father figures, and women look to men as security figures, because most women can't get the job done. They will sit there and see a girl tearing another girl to shred, and they will sit there and laugh because that's how women are. They usually will egg on bullying, obsession, replication. They will egg that on. So that's why it's so common in the community of women, is because women egg it on. Women are the reason why there's obsession in the community of women. Women are responsible for that, the same way they're responsible for many other things that they keep blaming on men. Okay. Second to that, why is there obsession in the community of women, is because a lot of women don't have an identity. A lot of women don't have an identity. So because they don't have an identity, they're trying to find another woman's identity that they can take on. Identity theft. Okay. Women are always looking for another woman to be to model, right? Women, like I said, women always have a secret muse. Women are very obsessive, and they have obsessive traits, and they think that the world doesn't see it. And they don't really have an identity. So they're trying to find a woman's identity that they can take on, right? Because women are like little girls, internally they're children still. A lot of them are little girls. They're still 8, 9, and 10. So they're trying to find themselves in another woman. They're trying to live through another woman. That's why I always tell women, you got to be very careful with women because they can be very dangerous. You have to be very careful with how close you allow them to you, because you don't want to find yourself in a situation where the chick has a billboard of you on her wall in her room with your face and your hair and your outfits and your connections and who you know and your boyfriend and your husband, because that's the type of obsessive time that women are on. Many women have billboards of other women in their rooms, hidden in their closets, because that is their muse and they have to replicate that person in all ways. Okay. And that's why a lot of women, sometimes will listen to my messages and get upset at me. And you're not upset at me. You're not, you're saying that, I'm arrogant. You're saying that I'm a mean girl. You're saying all this stuff, but you're just saying that because I know how women get down, and you're mad that I know how women get down. And because I know how they get down, I protect myself from them. And that's what you're really upset about, because I'm giving them the game. You know, it's just like when I go online, even on TikTok, and I talk about men, a lot of men get upset sometimes because I'm giving women game on how men really operate. And a lot of women get mad when I give women game on how women operate. And when I tell women, you got to protect yourself from other women. Be careful to not have them under you, because they can get very dangerous and you're better off keeping them at a distance. I'm always going to tell women that. And then last but not least, why is there so much obsession in the community of women? Is because many women are undiagnosed. Yes, many women are undiagnosed. They have borderline personality disorder and you are their favorite person. Okay, they have borderline. Okay, I studied about borderline for years. In case you guys didn't know, I have my master's in psych. Okay, I stopped doing therapy. I stopped doing all of that because it was just, you know, when you're in that sector of work, you realize how, I kind of think that's kind of, honestly, that's kind of when I stopped liking people, is when I was in that sector of work, when I realized how most people are narcissistic and they will gaslight you, and you will be the therapist with the proof of what they did and they will still sit there and lie because they don't want to take accountability. I just couldn't deal with that anymore. So I stopped. But a lot of women, they're undiagnosed. Like, they have borderline personality disorder. They find one girl that they're obsessed with, and then they do everything that she does. And they're not diagnosed. And these women are walking around like they're normal people when they're not. And they're finding women to become obsessed with, and they're finding women that they can destroy. So that's another reason why obsession is popular in the community of women, is because many women are undiagnosed borderline personality disorder. Now, next point. Why is it so common? You know, we talk about why there's obsession in the community of women. And the reason why there's obsession in the community of women is because, 1, women egg it on. 2, most women don't have an identity. And 3, many women are undiagnosed borderline personality disorder. So that's why there's a lot of obsession in the community of women. The second thing is, why is it so common? Well, it's so common because women support toxic behaviors. Women support other toxic women. That's why when a woman goes online and she's dragging another woman, when you go to the comments, it's a bunch of women under there because women like that stuff. You know, if a woman is truly mature, she's not going to, you know, start calling a woman out of her name and doing all that stuff and like involving herself with it. But women like that stuff. Women support toxic behaviors of other women. So that's why the obsession is also so common. The second thing is, women rarely get consequences for what they do. That is why obsession is common in the community of women. Women don't get consequences for what they do. And the reason why is because women are master manipulators. But women manipulate differently than men. Women manipulate with tears and women manipulate with lies. Men are not more manipulative than women. Men are not more mature than women. Women are not more mature than men. I feel like men and women are the same. They're both toxic. Just the way they do it is different, okay? So women don't really get consequences for what they do. So because women don't get consequences for what they do, because the patriarchy doesn't take women seriously. So the patriarchy views women as children. That's why they say, you know, even in African culture, they group women with children. They say men, and then separate from men is women and children. They group women with children because most women are like children. So that's why they group both of those, they group those categories together. I'm dropping gems. They say women and children because they put them in the same category in the patriarchal system. So because the patriarchy doesn't really take women seriously, women don't get consequences for their actions. So because of that, obsessive behaviors, toxic behaviors, these things are common in the community of women because women don't get consequences for what they do until now. Now we're in 2025, so things are changing. I posted that video the other day about how women are getting exposed. You know, TikTok is exposing women for the negative behaviors that they have. So things are changing in 2025 where now women are getting consequences because women are being exposed for the kind of behaviors that they have. It's not hidden anymore. So back in our parents' time, you know, there wasn't TikTok. This stuff wasn't around really. So, you know, women still knew that other women, would become obsessed and jealous, and women still knew there was a lot of toxicity in the community of women, but they would just lie about it, right? Women would just lie about it. They wouldn't bring it up. They wouldn't say it because women have to continue to get away with their toxic behaviors. Men, you can call them out, but women, you can't. So, but now we are in a different time. We are in 2025 where social media is booming. So all of these things that women do, it's now coming to the forefront. Like everyone is seeing it, women first ladies in churches and how nasty they are. All of this stuff is being exposed. So women cannot hide anymore. So now women are getting consequences because people are talking about what women do to each other and their obsessive behaviors. And a great example of this is what's going on with Hailey Bieber. There was a 7-part documentary made on Hailey Bieber. So she can't hide from the fact that you were obsessed with Selena because there's paper trail. What women like to do, when women are obsessed with another woman, they want to hide it. They're trying to hide it. They don't want the world to know, hey, I'm secretly obsessed with this girl and I'm secretly trying to take her down. They don't want the world to know that that's what they're doing. Women are master manipulators. I've never seen anything like it. Okay, for my personal business, outside of online business, I have a lot of women as clients, and I've never seen manipulation on that level in my life. The way a woman can come into an environment and turn 25 girls against one girl, that is a talent. Women are master manipulators. Okay? And you have to be that's why I always say every time you're dealing with women, you got to fact check everything that they say because they lie a lot. They lie to get their way. Okay? Men lie to get their way in relationships sexually because they want to sleep with you. Women lie to get their way in real life. The only time women have a little bit of honesty is in regards to a relationship. And that's where they lose because women are honest in relationships while men are not honest in relationships. So the only time a woman will truly be honest and empathetic is when she's with a man, and a man is going to dog you out because that's his nature, right? And I'll talk about the male nature later on. But when women go through the world, 9 times out of 10, they're lying a lot because they require a lot of manipulation to cover up their lies and their schemes and their smear campaigns, because we know women love smear campaigns. So, for example, there's consequences because Hailey Bieber, now what is she trying to do? She's trying to get a lawyer to shut down the 7-part series because her obsessive behavior is being exposed and she doesn't like that. Women don't like to be exposed on their toxic behaviors. And now, because we're in 2025, women can't get away with what they used to get away with. Women can't get away with bullying, because women are now going into job interviews with hidden mics. Women are now going into job interviews with hidden cameras to get these jealous VPs and these jealous managers. These jealous women in leadership, they're getting fired now because women are going into interviews with hidden cameras to expose how women really get down. So things are really changing in the community of women. Women can no longer escape with their toxic behaviors because the world is tired of it. And because the world is tired of women, not having consequences for what they do to other women, now the world is on top of women. So women can't do what they used to do before without there being any consequences. And a good example of that is what's happening with Hailey Bieber. Someone said, you know what? This girl has been allegedly copying everything that Selena does. She's been stalking her. She's been trying to flip the script on Selena. She tried to act like a victim, which is another thing that women do when they get caught. She tried to act like a victim and tell Selena, oh, everyone's dragging me online. Please stop it. So now you're coming to the girl that you've been replicating for help, right? And this 7 documentary, shouts to the person that did that. Good for him. He gathered all this data of all the stuff that she's been doing for years, and he put them in a 7-part series. And now she's mad that her obsessive behavior got exposed. She's trying to get it taken down. So women cannot lie to the world anymore because their behaviors are being exposed. So yes, obsession in the community of women is very common, but it's gonna, it's gonna wind down a little bit because women cannot get away with what they used to get away with anymore, because social media is keeping women on very thin ice. So they're getting exposed for their behaviors. They can no longer hide their behaviors anymore. It's just like, I'm going to use an example. I'm not going to use her name. There's this girl that is a very popular, reality show, rapper wife. She was making fun of DV, right? She was making fun of DV like it was no big deal. And this is what women do behind the scenes a lot. Women like to laugh and make fun of women's pains and traumas, right? That's why I tell women, don't tell another woman about your pain and trauma unless it's like a therapist or a life coach. And even then you have to be careful, because some of these therapists and life coaches, they're jealous too. But women like to make fun of the hardships that other women go through. Women are not very supportive. So when this girl was making fun of DV, she got dropped by Fenty because Rihanna wasn't playing that mess. So the only reason Rihanna found out about that is because of social media. Social media is probably the best and worst thing that could have happened to both women and men, because their toxic behaviors cannot be hidden anymore. The same thing happened to Drea Michelle. She also got dropped because she also got exposed for making fun of DV, thanks to the media. So women are being exposed for their kind of behaviors. So obsession is still common in the community of women, but it really can't go as far anymore because women are now getting consequences for their actions. Next, why is it so common? Women are stuck at 14 years old. Mentally and emotionally. Most women are stuck at 14 years old. And there's a woman, I'm going to find her information. She did a study on this. She did a study on the fact that women are still 14. Like, no matter how old they get in life, whether they're 60, 70, 80, they're still 14. Majority of women are still 14. And I can 100% attest to that. I see it online. I see it, in the workplace. I see it, with not my online business, with my offline business. I see how women operate. A lot of them still are 14. Like the other day for one of my places of business, I wanted to put numbers. Well, not numbers. I was putting like certain safety, not flyers, safety poster boards around the property. And I put one of the safety poster boards on a door, which is a door where one of the women is staying in. There's many doors, many rooms. And after I put the poster boards up, mind you, I'm the owner of the place, right? When I come back the next day, she takes the poster board down. And the poster board that I put on her door, which is actually my door, right? She's just stationed there. She took the poster board down. And she put the poster board on the closet door. And I'm like, yeah, women, a lot of them, they're still 14. They don't respect authority. They don't respect rules. They think they can just do whatever they want, So it's true. And I'm gonna try to find the documentary and the research of her saying that most women are still stuck at 14. And after 14, they don't develop anymore mentally and emotionally. After 14, they stay there. And a good example of that is the obsession that women develop with other women. They're still 14. Like you are the girl that they're looking at in their TV when they're 13 and 14, getting dressed up for school and having their cereal before the bus comes. Like, that's how their obsession with you gets, and they can't control it because mentally they're still 14. Why is it so common? The next thing is women are still playing dress up. Women are still playing dress up. So women, when they fixate on another woman that they're fond of, they start doing everything like her because they're still playing dress up because mentally they're still 14. So everything that woman does, she has to do the same because they're still 14. It's so crazy how it is. I literally had, somebody was tagging me, and I guess she decided to create a channel. Her channel name was my exact channel name with one word different. It's like women are still playing dress up. Like they're still not able to be themselves. They're still not able to be themselves. So they're still trying to find a woman that they can become instead of becoming themselves and prospering as themselves. So that's why obsession happens, is because women are still playing dress up because mentally they have not progressed. So the next thing is what does it look like? What does it look like? These obsessions, what does it look like? Women become obsessed over a woman's persona. No. Actually, no. Women become obsessed over a woman's look first. So they're going to meet you and they're going to be like, oh, wow, she's really pretty. Or, oh, wow, she has an edge to her, right? And then they're going to slowly start to look at you and mimic you. Like, oh, she wears red lips. I'm going to go buy the same red lips. Oh, wait, she has blonde highlights in her hair. Let me go get a wig that has blonde highlights. Oh, wait, she wears her brows arch. Okay, I'm going to start doing my... First, they become obsessed with your looks, right? And they start to copy your whole look, right? So women, it's being mentally dwarfed, right? Still playing dress up like their 13-year-old self. They're still in that state of mind. So first they obsess over the way that you look and they try to replicate it. And then after that, they obsess over your persona. Now she's going to start talking like you. You know, when she's talking, if you pause in between your sentences, now when she talks, she's going to start pausing. If you look around as you speak, now she's going to start looking around. Like she's going to start adopting your persona, your hand gestures. We saw that with Hailey Bieber. She started using Selena's hand gestures. This stuff is scary. You see, that's why I stay away from people. I stay away from people for a reason. This stuff is very, very scary. And I haven't even scratched the surface of it. So she starts to obsess over the girl's persona and she starts adopting her persona, right? She starts talking like her, you know, poking her lips out like her, mannerisms, right? And then she starts obsessing over the girl's connections. Right. So because I know women are obsessed and that's a real thing, I'm very strategic about my life outside of media, meaning you go on my Instagram, there's no tags. My stories are just me. If you're trying to find people who are connected to me, it's going to be hard because I know women are obsessed. And because I know that, I know women obsess over other women's connections. So if a woman is obsessed with taking you down, she's going to try to get close to your connections. She's going to go through your Instagram and she's going to look at if you guys have any mutual friends in common, right? So she's going to open up the Instagram app. She's going to find your profile. And she's going to see if you guys have any mutuals. And if you guys have any mutuals that she talks to here and there, she's going to reach out to that mutual, build a fake friendship with her. A lot of women build friendships over a hatred over another woman. And once that woman that they hate pays them dust and elevate, they stop being friends because they were never friends to begin with. They were just friends because they had a girl in common that they hated. Okay? So she's going to try to see if she can build a fake bond with her. And then eventually you're going to become the topic of conversation. She's going to try to find out information about you, and then she's going to try to recruit that girl, which she probably successfully will because women are easy to recruit on hate trains. And then they're going to start teaming up to go against you, right? And then another thing is she's trying to create a smear campaign and an alliance against you, right? Women try to create alliances against a specific girl that they don't like. I've never been interested in creating alliances because I don't really, ever since I was in high school, I didn't keep women around me like that. So I was never involved in any of that group teaming up. I didn't like being parts of girl groups because I feel like women were always involved in some mess. Like I always got tired of it. It's always some drama. Somebody wants to fight this person. Like I just didn't like it. And when I finally ended up in my early 20s, I realized I don't really like this whole girl group thing. It's not really my style. And I started hanging out with girls singular, right? Like, okay, this is my one friend. But just because I hang out with her doesn't mean I have to bring her around my other friend. Like, I don't do groups, I hang out with my friends one-on-one. I don't really do groups because I don't like that, because women are very messy and I just don't like it. So it's women team up to create smear campaigns and alliances. And I've had so many women try to recruit me to be a part of their master plan, master takedown. And I'm like, I'm so not into that. Like, I feel like you have me very confused. Like, I was the girl in high school where I had one or two friends. And if they didn't come to school, I would sit down and eat lunch by myself or go to the library. I didn't want a bunch of women around me. I don't like that. Okay, that's not my style. I don't like that. It's too much drama. It's messy. They're jealous. I don't get down like that, but a lot of women do. And they are connecting with women specifically because they're obsessed with you and they want to create an alliance against you, okay? The next thing that women do, like I said, is they pimp themselves out for you. They're spreading their legs and having intercourse with men just so they can get info on you, because she knows at some point you and that man had involvements together. And she is willing to pimp herself out to see if she can gain info on you. Now, what I like about men, this doesn't happen a lot, but what I like about men is men know how women are. And they know what you're doing when you're sleeping with them and you're trying to ask them conversations about a woman he had dealings with. They're not stupid. They know you're jealous. They know you're messy. They know you're envious. They know you're sadistic. They know you're trying to cause problems. The thing is, women think that men don't know how they are. That's why women don't get very far with men. And men, usually win in the manipulation game because men know women very well. Women are still trying to get to know men. That's why there's so many books. There's more books on how to get a man to do this, how to get a man to do that, how to get it this. There's so many books on that because women don't know men yet. Men know women. That's why women get played. Women don't know men. So when you're sitting there having intercourse with a man and then you keep bringing up some woman that he used to deal with, he's most likely not going to tell you anything because he knows what you're getting ready to do. And one thing about men is men do not like, the ideal of you trying. First of all, if it's a high value man, low value men with not, low value men like mess and they like seeing women fist fight over them. I'm talking about high value men know that you're going to try to involve him in some mess and you're going to mess up his bag and he doesn't have time for it. So he's not going to tell you anything. But, just like a good example of this is Kenya. When Kenya started obsessing over Brit Eady, how did you even find her nude photos? Where did you find those? How much research and how many men did you have to pay to access that? But when a woman is obsessed with you, they're willing to do whatever it takes.